Dear students, in this session we will discuss about 8th lab program from Machine Learning Lab. The problem statement is to apply EM algorithm to cluster a set of data stored in a .csv file. Use the same data set for clustering using k-means algorithm. Compare the results of these two algorithms and comment on the quality of clustering. You can add Java or Python machine learning library classes or API in the program. So here we are going to do a clustering based on two algorithms, that is expectation and maximization algorithm and k-means algorithm, and we are going to comment on the quality of the clustering. And for here the data set we are taking here is iris data set, iris flower data set. So first let's see what is EM algorithm in machine learning. The expectation maximization algorithm, that is EM algorithm, is an approach for performing maximum likelihood estimation in the presence of latent variables. It does this by first estimating the values for the latent variables, then optimizing the model, then repeating these two steps until converges. So here this algorithm, it is based on two steps. One is E step and next one is M step. Expectation step and maximization step. So next very important is Gaussian mixture model, that is GMM. So these models are probabilistic models and use the soft clustering approach for distributing the points in different clusters. So these modules assume that there are a certain number of Gaussian distributions and each of these distributions represent a cluster. Hence, a Gaussian mixture model tends to group the data points belonging to a single distribution together. As you know, clustering is a task of grouping a set of objects in such a way that the objects in the same group one or more similar to each other than to those in the other group. So here in a Gaussian mixture model, we are using the single distribution model to find out the similarity between the data points which belongs to a group. So based on that Gaussian mixture model, we are going to find out the clusters. So next we'll see EM algorithm. So here first step, given a set of incomplete data, consider a set of starting parameters. We have to take a set of starting parameters, then apply expectation step, means using the observed available data of the data set, estimate or guess the values of the missing data. So that is a expectation step. We need to guess the values of some of the missing data. We don't have complete data, or we have incomplete or some unobserved data. So we need to guess some values of these missing data. Next, maximization step, M step. Complete the data generated after the expectation step is used into update the parameter. So based on the after expectation step, we are going to apply this maximization step to update these parameters. So repeat step 2 and step 3 until convergence. K-means algorithm is an iterative algorithm that tries to partition the data set into K predefined distinct non-overlapping subgroups or clusters where each data point belongs to only one group. It tries to make the intra-cluster data points as similar as possible while also keeping the clusters as different or far as possible. It assigns data points to a cluster such that the sum of the square distance between the data points and the cluster centroid, or arithmetic mean of all the data points that belongs to that cluster, is at the minimum. So here the k-means algorithm, it is going to compute the centroid or mean of each cluster So based on that, it is going to assign a new data points to the cluster. We'll see algorithm of k-means algorithm. So first we need to specify the number of k of clusters to assign, the number of clusters we want to assign. Then randomly initialize k centroids. Then repeat the following steps. So here expectation and maximization. So we'll assign each point to its closest centroid, then compute the new centroid or mean of each cluster until the centroid positions do not change. So this is a k-means algorithm based on how we are going to do the clustering. So here in this program we are using iris dataset. The iris flower dataset or Fisher's iris dataset, it's a multivariate dataset introduced by the biologist statistician Ronald Fisher in his 1936 paper. So this dataset consists of three different types of irises. It's a flower, iris flower. So it has three different species, that is setosa, versicolor and virginica. So it is mainly this classification, or it's based on its petal and sepal length. So here this data is stored in 150 into 4, 150 rows and 4 columns, and we are using NumPy, and this data set is stored as an array, NumPy array. The rows being the samples and the columns being the attribute names. So here the attributes are nothing but sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. So as you see here in the diagram, so based on the sepal and petal length and width, we are going to classify this flower. Okay, so there are three classes. One is setosa, versicolor and virginica. So based on this, we are going to classify the flower belongs to this one of these class. So the iris dataset is a classic and very easy multi-class classification dataset. So it has three classes and samples per class is 50. So total sample is 150. So we have three classes, each class samples 50 and totally we have 150, and dimensionality is 4, means the features. So features what we are using here: sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. And features are real and positive. So this is the iris dataset what we are going to use in this program. So now let's discuss the implementation details of this program. So first we need to import all the libraries and API built-in classes what we are required for this program. So here we need a matplotlib library. Matplotlib is a plotting library for the Python programming language, and its numerical mathematics extension is NumPy. It provides object-oriented API for embedding plots into applications using general purpose JU toolkits. So here we are using matplotlib for the visualization with Python. So it is a comprehensive library for creating static, animated and interactive visualization in Python. So here we are importing matplotlib.py plot as PLT. Okay, so we will be referring this library package in our program as PLT. Then we'll be using sklearn library, and we'll be importing the data set from this sklearn. So then we are importing k-means algorithm from the clustering sklearn cluster class. We'll be importing this k-means algorithm, and we are importing pandas to create a data frame as PD. Then we want to represent our data in an array. For that we are using NumPy. So next is we need to import the data set. So here we are using iris data set. So here we will be directly importing this data set from the sklearn. So for that, dataset dot load underscore iris. So this is a built-in function we are using. So load underscore iris, it will load the iris data set into the variable iris. So next, the data from this iris data set we are creating as a data frame. So by using pandas, so here we create a data frame X for the iris data set. Then we initialize the columns of this data frame X as sepal length, sepal width, and petal length and petal width. So these are the column headers. Nothing but the features for this classification. So next what we will do, we will take the target values for this iris from the iris data set, and we will take that into a variable called y. So target value is nothing but to which class this the instance belongs to, the new data belongs to for the classification. So we use these target values, and y dot columns is nothing but the target value. So next we need to build the k-means model. So here we are calling k-means. We are importing this k-means algorithm here directly from the sklearn library. So k-means of here we need to pass the parameter here as the number of clusters we want it for the clustering. So here we are initializing the clusters as 3. So we are using 3 clusters here, that is 3 different species of iris flower, iris versicolor, iris setosa, and iris virginica. So number of cluster here is 3. So next what we will do, we call the fit functions for this model. So here the fit functions calculates the values of these parameters, and this function is from sklearn library. So here the model dot labels gives the cluster number for which samples belongs to. So it will give it calculates the values of these parameters from the iris data. So then we will plot this, we want to plot the results in a graph format. So we use plt.figure, means plt is nothing but from the matplot library. So we will call the function figure, and here we have to mention the figure size in centimeters. So here the width and height I will give it as a 14 centimeters. So that is the figure size or the graph size. So next we will give the colors for these clusters. We are using 3 clusters, so we will give 3 different colors for the visualizing the clustering results, that is red, lime color, and black color. So that we will give it to a color map. So next plot the original classification using petal features. So here by using the petal features we just plot this graph by using this variables, that is by using the petal features. So here we'll plot the graph. So here this is the first graph. So this is from the matplot library. We are calling the function subplot. So this subplot is going to plot the graph. So this is the first graph plot. So here this gives the row numbers. First parameters gives the rows number, and second one gives the column number, and the first one gives the index. Okay, so here this is the first plot, first graph we are going to visualize as a classification result. So 2 to 1, so 2 rows, 2 columns, and 1 the first plot. So then we call scatter function. Scatter function, it is a scatter plot. It's a diagram where each value in the data set is represented by dot. The matplotlib module is a method for drawing a scatter plot. So here we have there are four parameters here. So the first one is x-axis label and y-axis label. Then the color map for to represent this the cluster data points. We are using color map based on the target value, and S is nothing but size, the marker size. Okay, to represent that data points, the data point size is 40. So next we will give the title for that graph, that is nothing but real clusters, and x-axis label is petal length and y-axis label is petal width. So next we will plot the models classification. So next we will plot a graph for the k-means clustering. So here again we will call a subplot function with two rows. The first parameter is 2, that is row number, column number, number of rows, number of columns, and it is a second graph plot. So we'll give here it is 2. So here it is 1, the first graph, and this is a second graph. Then these are the the scatter data points. So here x-axis petal length, then y-axis petal width, then color we have to give based on the parameters. Then size, the marker size, the data point marker size here it is 40. So then the graph plot title, it is k-means clustering, then x label and y label. So next is for the EM algorithm. So here EM algorithm is based on the Gaussian mixture model. So we'll import, so here we need to import a pre-processing function from the sklearn. So this function transforms your data such that distribution will have a mean value 0 and standard deviation 1. So here this sklearn pre-processing package provides several common utility functions and transformer classes to change few feature vectors into a representation that is more suitable for the downstream estimators. So here we are using pre-processing dot standard scaler. So this standard scaler it standardizes the features by subtracting the mean and then scaling to variance. So here the standard scaler makes the mean of the distribution 0, and it uses standard deviation value as 1, and the values will be lying between -1 and 1. So these pre-processing and standard scaler from the sklearn library is used. So mainly it is used to convert the raw data into a clean data set actually. So next we use scalar.fit function. So this scalar.fit function, it is used to do some calculation on this data and do some calculation and then do the transformation, and mainly it is used for the normalization. So this fit and transform functions are used. So the fit function, it is going to work on the iris data frame. Then again this data, the iris data will be given to a transform function for the normalization. So this transform function is going to give a normalized iris data frame, that is XSA. So that will be given again to the pandas data frame with the original iris data's attribute values and the normalized values from the iris dataset. So next we will use Gaussian mixture model with the three components, means the three different classes or clusters. Then again we will call the fit function upon this normalized data frame. Then we will predict the values based on this value. The values, the fit function which is applied on the value xs. Okay, so this fit function is going to learn all the parameters, or it is going to calculate values on this on the parameters of the iris dataset. So this model is going to predict this data, and again we are plotting the graph. So this is our third graph. So we'll write here as 3. The number of this is the third graph we are plotting for the EM algorithm based on GMM model. And again here we have to give the iris data. So x-axis, that is petal length, and y-axis petal width, and color map based on the target value. Okay, so then the size of the data point here, it is 40. Then title for that plot is GMM clustering. Then label, x-axis label is petal length, and y-axis label is petal width. So finally, after this, we are going to print this statement that the observation from this graph is that the GMM using EM algorithm based clustering match the true labels more closely than the k-means algorithm. So now let's go to the Jupyter notebook and execute this program. So this is the program what I explained now. Okay, so here we are importing two clustering algorithm here. So k-means and Gaussian mixture from sklearn library. So these are the base classes of this algorithm. So k-means is from sklearn.cluster class, and Gaussian mixture is from sklearn mixture class. And we are importing the data set from this sklearn library. Okay. So as I said, so here we are using 3 clusters, means we are clustering the iris flower based on 3 species. Okay, so these are the column or attribute names. So when I run this program, I will get output in this 3 graphs. So we are displaying the results in the graph. So first one based on the real clusters based on the features. Second graph is based on the k-means algorithm, and the third one based on the GMM clustering. So the observation made from this is the GMM using EM algorithm based clustering matched the true labels more closely than the k-means. So here you can see the data points here. There are some data points which are not means grouped or clustered if means clearly, because here this red data point, it is somewhere in between these black data points, and here also one data points which is not similar to this. Okay, this is not matching with this data points. But here if you see here by using GMM clustering, so all this are clustered efficiently, means clearly. So all the similar data points are grouped together here, and here all the red color data points are grouped together. So that is what the observation what we have made. And here you can change this graph size by changing this figure size. So here 14 and 14, so you can change this to 10. So this is nothing but in terms of centimeters. So you can change that, and just save this program and run this. See, your graph size is reduced now. It is 10 by 10 centimeter. Okay, so now you can change the size of your data points, these data points. So here I have given 40, right? So now I will change this k means data points. Here it is 40. I will change it to 100. We'll see how it looks like. So save this and run. You can see the difference. See. So this is gives the size of the data points. So the observation here is that the Gaussian mixture model or the EM algorithm, which gives more clustering. So accuracy is more in GMM clustering compared to k-means clustering technique. So this is the output what we have discussed now. Thank you.